Welcome back, Vilonia Eagles softball fans, to Eagles softball versus Conway. Quick turnaround there. We didn't have our system ready to go. Erie reached on the hit by pitch in the helmet. Sydney Johnson hit a double down the right field line into the corner that moved Erie around to third. Lawrence took her first pitch for a ball and takes a second pitch changeup for a strike. So it's 1-1 count, no outs. Eagles on second and third at the moment in the top of the first inning. Change up. Lawrence smashes that one to the shortstop. Good diving backhanded catch by the shortstop for Conway. And that's going to be out number one. Erie scrambles back to the base. So one out. Erie's on third. Sydney Johnson on second. Juju Johnson is the batter. Juju squares to bunt. Looks like we had the squeeze on as Erie was breaking sharply down the line. Julie fouls that one off. No balls and a strike to her. Eagles looking to get on the board quickly here with the squeeze play. Called strike inside on Julie Johnson. I've got the Conway lineup courtesy of the Farmington PA announcer. I want to thank him for sharing with us. Vilonia didn't bother to send him a lineup, so shame on Coach Nichols. Ball outside to Johnson, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Corey, I've got my eye on a Kit Kat up here as well. One of the Farmington girls has got a Kit Kat, and I'm pretty sure I may take it from her here in a second.
She should probably share. If you're going to bring that up in here, Julie hits a ground ball to the third baseman. Erie's going to score. Johnson over to third. So Juju Johnson out on the ground ball to third base. Erie scores. Sydney Johnson moves over from second to third. 2 outs. Eagles take the quick 1-0 lead here in the top of the first inning. The batter's going to be number 25, Gracie Kimbrell. I fully expect to see Kimbrell on the mound to start the game here. 2 outs, Sydney Johnson on third. Kimbrell swings at the first one. 1 hopper to the third baseman, over to first. And that's going to do it for the Eagles here in the top of the first. They do strike and get a run on the board. Let me get that up on the screen for you guys. I'm going to correct the score first. So Eagles take the computers, man. Eagles take the early lead on the Wampus Cats. Now, Kobe, the interesting thing here about Conway is that they beat Cabot in the championship bracket. I'm sorry, let me back up. Yes, they did. They beat Cabot in the championship bracket earlier in the day. You remember last weekend the Eagles had a really poor outing against the Panthers of Cabot. So
we did.
Be interesting to see what
you just never know about
Conway
softball.
brings to the table. That's
just
true.
Day to day, you know, Conway beat Greenbrier in extra innings, and then turn around North Little Rock beat them pretty bad the other day. So it's just every day is a new day. A lot of these girls from Conway, Corey, we played summer ball with them. Some good ball players, good families, a lot of youth as far as on this team right here. So you expect for them to come in, played a lot of softball, put the ball in play, got some speed as well. So it's going to be a pretty good challenge today.
That's right. So the pitcher is actually going to be the freshman Jordan Alexander. Talons behind the dish. No, that is the freshman Shelby Wilson behind the plate for this game against Conway. Marley Hinsley's going to anchor third. Erie's at short. Sydney Johnson's at second. Kimbrell will remain at first. Julie Johnson slides over to left field for this game. Faith Johnson's going to be in center, and Kylie Linton remains in right. The leadoff batter for the Conway Wampus Cats is Tremere Harris. She's going to be followed up by Megan Solberg and Sage Teague.
Batting for Conway, number 1, Tremere Harris.
T is what they call her, and she used to play with us back in the Storm days, and now I believe she plays with the A's.
Swings at the first pitch. She's going to hit it out of the park. 1 pitch, 1 home run for the Wampus Cats.
And that's a home run for number 1, Tremere Harris.
Definitely not the way you want to start the game. Nowhere to go but up now.
That is correct.
Game tied 1-1. It's going to bring up number 8, Megan Solberg. She is the second baseman for the Wampus Cats.
Number 8, Megan Solberg.
I believe the way the bracket reads, we win, we play one more. If we lose, we go home. Is that correct?
That is an accurate statement. Solberg takes the first pitch. Did he call that a strike?
It's hard to see what he's calling.
I believe he
right
called that a
face
strike.
mask. Maybe we should yell at him.
Hey, Blue, be louder. Alexander throws the changeup for the second pitch. It falls off a steep cliff for ball 1. That pitch misses down in the dirt. 2-1 count to Solberg. No outs in the bottom of the first. Score is tied 1-1. I'll update the on-screen score after the inning's over. 3-1 count to Solberg now.
Of course, it's a beautiful day. We really touched on it, but it's warmed up quite a bit. Just an amazing day in Northwest Arkansas. Wind slightly blowing a little bit, but we've played in terrible conditions, but this is a good day.
It is. And Alexander returns the favor and bounces one off Solberg's helmet to return the favor for Erie taking one off the helmet. The top of the first. Let's call it even and leave that alone, pitchers. All right, so the batter's going to be number 2, Sage Teague. I was about to get one ahead of me. I'm going to talk about the on-deck batter here in a minute when she comes up.
This one right here is the only freshman they have, Corey, on the varsity team, starting catcher. Plays some high-level summer ball, does a fantastic job, and stepped into the Conway offense and just took over the catching role.
Excellent job by the freshman to do that. See the changeup missed down and in. Wilson's unable to block it. So it's going to be 1-0, and Solberg moves up to second. Ball misses low.
You've really got to watch this up to figure out what's going on.
I'm gonna be real careful not to call the pitch too quickly. That's a ball. 2-1, 2-3-0, 3-0 count on Teague. So ball 4 straight pitches. So that's a runner on first and second now. The batter's going to be number 23, Holly Stewart. She's playing first base for the Wampus Cats. Holly Stewart is committed, actually signed now to play for UCA in the fall. Courtesy runners number 6, May Roach for the Wampus Cats.
Is she what position she play, Corey?
I originally thought she was a third baseman. She's playing first today for the Wampus Cats. So swings at the first pitch, fouls it down the third base line. A little chopper there.
Did y'all play with her or against her a lot in summer ball, or?
Never heard of her until she committed to UCA.
Well, good for her. Good to play at the next level.
Daughter of the UCA Bears defensive coordinator for the football team.
Okay.
Swing and a good backhanded stop by Erie. Comes up, makes a wild throw over to third. Runner does not advance, but excellent job by Erie to backhand that and keep it in the infield.
Saved a run right there, Corey. She dove as far as that was a line drive, dove to her right, knocked it down, nearly got the force right there, but it can't do justice what kind of play that was.
So the batter's going to be Allie St. John, the designated player. She's number 16. Bases juiced, no outs. Bad spot for the Eagles here in the bottom of the first. First pitch called strike on the outside corner. Good pitch by Alexander. I've seen another Kit Kat enter the press box. However, none have been delivered to either of us yet.
Neither have, no. And we've been saying nice things about these Farmington girls, too.
We have indeed. So that 0-1 count here to St. John. Change up. Great pitch.
Guess it missed up?
I'm assuming up. So it's 2-1 to Allie St. John. I missed a pitch there talking about the Kit Kat apparently. That's called strike outside corner. Evens it up at 2 apiece.
Got 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs, bases loaded right here. Need to put it in play. Like to see something in the infield, get the force at home or get us double play.
Swing and a line drive to left center gap. That's going to score at least 2. Julie Johnson tracks it down, gets it into Erie. Nobody was covering third base, but we had all kinds of people in the middle of the field. I'm going to say a little communication error there by who was supposed to be where. So the base hit off of St. John's bat scores 2. Eagles quickly behind 3-1 in the bottom of the first inning. So we're going to have a pitching change here for the Eagles. Julie Johnson's going to come in to play third. Marley Honsley is going to slide across to the opposite corner at first. Gracie Kimbrell will be the pitcher. Alexander, who was the pitcher, goes to center, and Faith Johnson slides over to the left. So how about that for switching up almost every position on the field?
It did. You know, we're in a tournament up here. You want to win, but you also want to give girls opportunities. Jordan Alexander is a freshman and a fantastic one at that. She swings it well. She does an outstanding job in the field and pitching. But you know, pitching's a tough business, and she left a few in the middle. And you got to look at it too that she's facing a very potent Conway offense right here. So it's never as good as it seems. It's never as bad as it seems. She's going to bounce back. She's a fantastic pitcher and will be just fine.
So 3-1 as you see Kimbrell come in to face the Wampus Cats. Batter is going to be number 4, Madeline Bruce.
Played against her quite a bit. She played over in the BB Blast organization over there with Adam Poe, I believe, Corey.
Oh, Adam Poe.
Everybody knows Adam Poe in the softball world, don't they?
I think so. Bruce is the right fielder for the Wampus Cats. First pitch misses low for ball 1. That one's also going to miss low. 2-0 count to Bruce.
You wonder if she's sore from last night, Corey. I believe she threw about 5 innings last night. There's a lot of breaks in between because we had some long innings. You wonder how she is. And it's a tough position to come in here with the bases loaded.
It's going to be a 2-hopper to Erie. Erie has it over to Hinsley at first for an out. Stewart's going to score. St. John moves over to third, but we finally got the first one, and that's a big one.
This batter right here is Addie Jordan. Played with her since Paige was about 10 years old. Got a great family, good athlete, and she's going to put it in play somewhere pretty hard.
She's the third baseman. Had a couple of plays there in that first inning for Conway. First pitch to her misses up and away. Ball 1. We have been offered tater tots. It's a good day.
We're not mad at them anymore.
No.
We take back the ugly things we said about the Farmington people.
Good pitch there on the outside corner by Kimbrell. Evens the count up at 1 apiece to Jordan. Dwayne Dillon enters the park with the Sheridan Yellow Jackets. Apparently they have won. Erie, another excellent effort, diving to the backhand, gets a glove on it, unable to handle it. Score that a base hit for Jordan, just as Kobe said. She's going to put it in play hard. Scores St. John from third. The batter is now going to be number 24, Shelby Reed. She was the starting pitcher for Conway. 5-1 Eagles trail now.
Softball's a game of inches, Corey. We said all the time. A foot here, a foot there. We're out of the inning. There have been 2 diving plays. Could have went either way, but that's just the way it goes. You just got to bounce with it and move on.
Kimbrell hits the outside corner there with the first pitch. Strike 1. So the Sheridan Yellow Jackets have fought their way back out of the consolation bracket from the loss earlier this morning to Bentonville West. They will await the winner of this game, and as we said a moment ago, loser goes home. You see Reed took another strike on the outside corner, so she's behind in the count 0-2 to Kimbrell. Pitch, check swing, yes, got her going. Only out 2, Shelby. Hold your position.
Great pitch right there. She kept working farther and farther and farther out. Got her to swing on that. If she did make contact, it wouldn't go anywhere anyway. So great job by Gracie to come in for a tough situation. Now we've got 2 outs, 5-1. Need to get this out and get out of this inning.
Tiana Rector is the batter. She's the left fielder. Runs through, offers at it, strike 1. Strike 2 called on Rector. 0-2 count quickly. Kimbrell works way ahead.
Huge difference, Corey, in these umpires right here. The first one was extremely tight. This one right here we've seen has got a wider zone, got a pitcher's ump.
Same pitch, different call. 1-2 count now to Rector.
As a former pitcher, I love this guy right here. As a hitter, you can't stand him.
No. Kimbrell delivers up out of the top of the zone. 2-2 on Tiana Rector.
Courtney, you know a lot of Sheridan kids if you played with or against a lot of those?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and I wouldn't say a lot, but
yeah.
I probably know more of their roster than just about anybody else up here. I know Maggie Hicks is a Razorback commit. She's a shortstop for them. Kylie Williamson's going to go play for the Henderson State Reddies. The food just keeps rolling in the press box. Donuts
This is like a golden corral up here.
Full count on Rector. That pitch is in the dirt. She's going to walk.
Ooh.
Wilson throws it into center field, and the Eagles are not really paying attention. And the runner that was on first ends up going to third on the throw into center field by Wilson. You like the effort there, seeing the movement out of the corner of her eye, but you got to know the count.
Just a freshman mistake right there, Corey. You know, you're a 14 or 15-year-old stepping up playing with the 17, 18-year-olds. You know she's nervous. She does a great job. Just had a freshman mental mistake right there, but she'll be okay.
Tremere Harris, the leadoff bat. She fouls the first one off for strike 1.
Keep waiting for the chocolate fountain to show up here, Corey, in this Golden Corral buffet that apparently we've not paid enough money to get in on it yet. So
offers at 30. Harris hits it off of the handle of her bat. She's going to beat it out to first for an infield base hit, as Sydney Johnson is unable to make the play quickly enough, and Wampus Cats pouring it on the Eagles right now. 6-1 they lead it in the bottom of the first inning.
Kind of dug herself in a hole just like we did the first game. You hope that we've got more fight and we can put some stuff in play. If we can get out of this with 6-1, you feel pretty good still that we can come back and hit the ball and score some runs.
Megan Solberg will be the batter. She runs through the box, takes a strike.
Fully expect to see the first tee on first base to steal this right here. She's extremely fast. Didn't go on the first one. I don't know why, but I think she'll be there in this next pitch right here.
She does not take off. Solberg takes strike 2 on the inside corner.
2 great pitches right there by Gracie.
0-2 count. Runners at the corners. 2 outs. Bottom of 1. Eagles trail by the score of 6-1. Kimbrell hits another batter in the head. It's open season on the back of heads at the moment.
Thankful for good helmets.
So the batter will be Sage Teague, number 2. Had a base hit earlier in the game. Or I say the game, earlier in the inning, I should say.
Right, correct.
So, Kobe, what do you know about the Conway coach? Has she recently taken this position, or has she been around for a while?
She's been around 3 or 4 years. I know her husband. He's from Mike Hickey, works at Naples, really good friend of ours. And she's done a good job with them. She's got a lot of talent that's coming up in the freshman, sophomore class. And they're going to be good for years to come.
Conway down for several years. The last time I saw him would have been prior to this coach arriving. That's why I didn't recognize her. It would have been Kimbrell. Wow. Traps it right between her bare hand and her stomach for out 3, and just kind of like I think a fly landed on me. I'm going to swat it off here.
If that hits me like that, I'm going to be laying there till tomorrow. That was I don't think she ever saw it.
No, I don't think she did either. I quit a men's softball game on a ball hit at me like that one time. hit me in the upper thigh on the right leg, and I just walked off the field and said, I'm not pitching anymore.
Did you officially retire from pitching it that day?
I retired for that day. I said, if this is how we're playing, I'm not playing. So, Eagles get out of it after giving up 6 runs. You hope they can shake off the shaky start. Get the bats rolling here. Didn't have any problem getting the bats going in the first inning. First 2 batters had base hits.
But you look, Corey, we got to capitalize. You know, that last game as well. We're playing teams that are really good teams. They can hit, they can pitch, they can field. We've got to be able to get runners on second and third, or we've got a good inning going. We can't play ourselves out of an inning. We've got to have good at bats. We've got to push some runs across the board. Alan Wade sent any kind of positive messages to us recently.
He said you took your ball and left. He was actually there the day I did it. We were down there playing in a little tournament that they put on down at the Pine Bluff Arsenal where Alan works. And it was supposed to be a friendly game, and he gets me into one of those ones where dudes wanted to hit the middle, and I said, I'm done. I'm walking off. Played on a field with no outfield fence. I watched Alan Wade have to chase a ball for about 647 feet that day. While I just stood there in the middle watching base runners run around me like, wonder why there's no outfield fence here. Faith Johnson's the leadoff for the Eagles here in the top of the second. She takes ball 1. Marley Hinsley is on deck. I don't have the Eagles lineup, no thanks to Coach Nichols. So I can't tell you who bats after Marley. Kyle Williamson from Sheridan walking across your screen there, if anybody recognizes him. His daughter's the one I talked about, going to play at Henderson State in the fall. Faith takes a strike on the inside corner. Kind of looked like a changeup.
It
maybe.
did. It did. 2
balls and a strike on Faith. And Conway might have been paying attention to that last game where the Eagles really struggled with the change.
I think they did.
Faith fouls that over the backstop out into the parking lot. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Faith. Being told that the Razorbacks are beating Kentucky 11-1 in the bottom of the 5th in baseball. Faith slaps that to the second baseman, over to Stewart at first for out 1. Hinsley will be the batter now with Jordan Alexander coming up on deck. Good pitch over the inside corner for strike 1.
Batting number 14, Marley Hensley.
That pitch is going to miss up and away. 1-1 count to Marley. Eagles bat in the top of the second, 1 out. Need several runs to get back in this. Hinsley swings at a changeup off the end of her bat out to the second baseman for out 2. It's going to bring up the freshman Jordan Alexander. Started on the mound, moved out to center field after Conway started pouring it on there quickly.
Number 2, Jordan Alexander.
It's going to be her first at-bat of the game. Had a base hit in the earlier game. So look for her to add another one here in the top of the second of the game against Conway. Linton is the on-deck batter. Jordan takes strike 1 inside corner. Good pitch there.
You know, it's
by Reed.
She's hitting corners, but you're just comfortable. We talked about several times when you're up 6-1, playing good defense. You get in the comfort zone. And that's where this pitcher's at right now. She's making them swing it. She's working inside, working outside. That pitch just barely missed on the outside corner, so she's throwing nothing right down the middle. She's not overpowering, but she's doing a fantastic job.
Alexander takes ball 2 up in her eyes. 2-1 count to Jordan. So I'm assuming Linton's going to be the number 9 batter, and we should roll over the lineup after she bats. If everything falls basically the way it has in the last couple of games. Jordan takes ball 3 up in the eyeballs. 3-1, hitters count. If you're going to hit it a ton. She pops it up to the left fielder, drifting back. Unable to make the play at the wall. Jordan's going to have a stand-up double out of that. So just as I said, if you're going to hit it a ton, and she does.
You look right there with the left-handed batter. Looks like she kind of got twisted around in the left field. She made the wrong turn initially, kind of made a few circles on it. But anyway, Jordan did hit that ball a ton. She struggled a little bit on the mound, but put that behind her, come up here and got a good hit for us, a double. So I'd like to get this run across.
Linton bats now. She is the 9 batter as Erie comes out on deck. We need to drive this run in. I'd like to scratch one out here. Linton with a base hit in her first at-bat of the previous game against Bentonville West. She hits that right at the third baseman. Third baseman makes a play. Hard hit ball. Can't do anything about that. It's just a good play by a third baseman.
It is. It seems like right now, the early part of this game, everything they hit's kind of finding the hole. Everything we hit's kind of been right at them. So that's just a game of softball. You got to play it out, and it can change in a heartbeat. We do need to come up here, Corey, and get 3 up, 3 down to get back in the dugout, though.
Update from Donald Stadium. In the bottom of the 5th inning, Arkansas 11, Kentucky 1.
Due up for the Wampus Cats is number 23, Holly Stewart, followed by Allie St. John and Madeline Bruce. That is the 4, 5, 6 batters for Conway. So defense remains the same for the Eagles coming out in the bottom of the 2nd as we ended the 1st. Kimbrell's going to remain in the circle, and Wilson is behind the dish still. So Eagles need to put up a round number out there on the board defensively here to hope to have a chance to put a couple of runs on in the top of the 3rd.
When you have long innings like that, even though it's the 2nd inning, you're playing against time as well because these games are under time.
First pitch to Stewart's fouled off over the first base dugout for strike 1. Stewart's going to hit a grounder out to Sydney Johnson. Johnson over to Hinsley, out 1. Eagles retire the first batter of the inning. It's going to bring up number 16, Allie St. John, the designated player.
Number 16, Allie St. John.
I wonder if Allie's dad is here.
He was here. Yeah, that's him right there.
Oh, yeah, I was looking past him. Good pitch there by Kimbrell. Outside corner called strike on the first pitch to St. John. Bruce on deck for Conway. St. John's going to ground this one to Erie. Erie has it. Over to Hinsley. Out 2. So Kimbrell retires the first 2 batters on ground balls at the middle infielders. It's going to bring up number 4, Madeline Bruce. She's the right fielder for Conway.
Outside corner on that first pitch right there. She went with it, foul ball. Pretty late on that pitch. Look to see Gracie right here still pound that outside corner with her.
It's going to be a ground ball out to Sydney Johnson. She just takes it herself over to first base, and the Wampus Cats go down 1-2-3 in the top of the second. That's just what the Eagles needed. They're going to bat here in the bottom of the – or I'm sorry. It is the bottom of the second. Eagles are going to bat in the top of the third. Should be Erie, Johnson, and Lawrence due up.
Top of the lineup right here. You've seen this pitcher. Now it's time to go back to the lineup the second time around. They hit the ball actually, you know, she started the game off really good, so expect a lot right here.
Erie started the game off by hitting the ball with her head. Then Johnson with the double down the right field line. Erie ultimately scored on a ground ball off of, was that Juju's bat that she scored on the ground ball off of?
I believe so.
So Erie has scored the lone run of the game. She bats her second time. As we said a minute ago, she was one of the hit by pitches of the game, and we've seen 3 so far.
Batting number 10, Callie Erie.
Erie
That's a
bunts
hit.
down the first base line.
Oh.
Another terrible call. Erie seems to get every single one of those bad calls at first base. Her foot was all the way down on the bag before the catch was made, and
She should stay at first base.
just like we said, sometimes the game moves too fast for the guys in blue.
Do you think right now they're talking about dinner or anything, or?
I wouldn't think so. Sullivan's not liking what he hears for sure. I mean, it's an awful call. It's absolutely atrocious. There's no doubt about that. I don't know what Coach Sullivan's argument would be. Can't change a judgment call. But
Well, he's getting paid, so you've got a right to say what you feel.
That's right.
It's not a charity deal. He's getting paid. If you're getting paid, get paid to do something right, and if you don't, coach got a right to stand up for his player on that.
So Erie's called out. Sydney Johnson will bat. Strike called on Sydney Johnson on the outside corner. 0-1 count on her. Strike 2 called on Johnson. Johnson swings, high fly ball out to right field down the line. Right fielder has it in foul territory. So Talon Lawrence will be the batter. She's the catcher, batting for her second time of the day. 2 outs on the board after the fly ball and the call at first. And Kobe, I'm going to want you to watch the pitcher's foot here. She almost looked like she hopped just as bad as what the Croson girl was doing for Bentonville West earlier when they started calling illegal pitches on her. Not so bad that
No.
time. Pitch is up in Talon's, above Talon's eyes, evens the count at a ball and a strike on her. Called strike, outside corner.
Conway
1-2.
pitcher right here, it's just filling the zone up. She's just throwing it. We're hitting it. We're just hitting it right at them. When you have a lead like that, you can do it.
Change up way outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Julie Johnson awaits on deck for when Talon reaches base. Talon fouls it down the third baseline. Talon chops that one back at the pitcher. She has it over to first base, and that's going to do it for the Eagles in the top of the third. No runs, no hits, and no errors, and the Eagles still trail by a score of 6-1.
Corey, this game is playing out just like the first game. Kind of get behind a little bit, and it seemed like the longer the game goes, we're not hitting the ball hard on the nose. Last night we killed it all night long against a quality pitcher, but we're just not getting it done right now. So still got a couple innings right here to get it done. I believe we will. Gracie has stepped in and doing a fantastic job.
Kobe, you're right. Gracie Kimbrell has stepped in and done a good job for the Eagles on the mound. Gave up a couple of runs there in the first inning that are not going to be charged to her just for the situation that she came into. Eagles leave the defense alone again for the bottom of the third inning. But we're going to have to get the bats going and not just hits, timely hits. You have to get hits when it matters, when you have runners in scoring position, and plate those runners. And Kobe, kind of right now, it almost looks like Conway has kind of just settled into, we've got the lead in this game, we're in cruise control, do what we're going to do. And Vilonia's almost kind of settled into that same groove too. Well, here we go again, we're behind. I just don't see a lot of spark out there right now. Well, maybe just a little bit, but I hope we don't just kind of roll over, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah, you want to see some
hope
fight.
We fight till the end. Addie Jordan is the batter.
You know, he's pretty gracious inside and outside. I won't say up and down. He's pretty tight overall. And Addie's not a tall player, so her strike zone is pretty small.
That one's going to be hit up the middle. Sydney Johnson has it from her knees over to Hinsley at first. In time for the out. Great play by Johnson.
Great play by her. Also a great stretch by Marley over there at first base. She's not a natural first baseman. She kind of got put in that position when her arm was hurt, but she did a good job right there.
So Shelby Reed, the pitcher, will be the batter for Conway now. No runners on, 1 out in the bottom of the third. Swing and a foul ball out of play for strike number 1. That one's going to miss off the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike to Reed. Another one misses off the outside corner. 2-1 count. Reed grounds it up the middle. Johnson narrowly misses it as she dives, tries to backhand the ball. Base hit for Reed.
That was like we've talked about, all throughout this game. So
What is the
6
umpire
inches
pointing
right
at?
there.
Okay, he's looking for the courtesy runner. Head coach was coming over to tell him about it. Reed is the pitcher, so the courtesy runner is going to be number 10, Bryn Schuler. Bryn actually attended Vilonia for a couple of years, maybe her 7th grade and 8th grade year.
Huh.
Yeah. It's actually Shooter, not Schuler. Those are T's. It's Shooter. I knew I pronounced that wrong. So, yeah, Bryn went to school at Vilonia for a couple of years. Her mom was a teacher there at the primary school. I don't know if she still is or not, but transferred out to Conway. The batter's holding a softball. I'm assuming she's returning that to the plate umpire, who's taking his sweet time to get the courtesy runner on his lineup. So it's going to be Tiana Rector at the plate for Conway. 1 out, runner on first. Rector swings at the first pitch and misses. Strike 1. Rector takes that one up and in. Evens the count up at a ball and a strike. Runner holds at first base. Rector takes ball 2 in the dirt. 2-1 count. Kimbrell's going to need to come back and paint one of those corners now. Swing and a ground ball to Sydney Johnson. Flips it to Erie at second. We get that out. 2 outs. It's going to bring up leadoff batter Tremere Harris. Tremere Harris led the game off on the first pitch with a home run over the left field wall to score Conway's first of 6 runs for the first inning. She shows bunt, pulls it back. It's going to be a ball on Harris. Harris bunts. Julie Johnson with the heads-up play, letting it go foul.
That was a
What
was the call?
2 strikes on the batter and a bunt foul.
So she's 2 strikes?
That's the only thing I can figure out that it could have been. No, that was only the second pitch. I don't know why she was out. Maybe the runner on first left first base early.
Could be.
Either way, Eagles get out of it without allowing a run. They still trail 6-1, though. We're going to have to – somebody's going to have to step into the box with a runner in scoring position and say, I'm going to be the man or the woman or however. I'm going to be the one to get a base hit when we got somebody in scoring position and spark this Eagles team onto a win, because I'd kind of like to take on the Sheridan Yellow Jackets in the next game.
You know, you can talk all day long, but, actions speak louder than words. Sometimes you just got to get up there and do it. And it's contagious. Hitting is contagious. We've seen it before. When you get one off the wall or a gap, something like that, then everybody seems to start hitting. So that's what we're looking for. But, a heady play right there. You just brought it up by Julie Johnson, third base. Knew she did not have a play. Let it go. That's a smart softball player right there.
And Julie's going to lead us off, so a chance to follow up the heads-up defensive play with a lead-off dinger.
Yeah.
That's what I'm rooting for. Wow.
Well, he called the ball.
Did he?
Yeah.
I could have swore he said strike.
Hands never move.
Goodness gracious. We'll say ball for now until he shows us what the count was. Okay, 2 balls. Good call.
Corey got eyes like a hawk, just to let you know.
Alan usually tells me what his vision is. He always tells me he's got 15-20 or 20-15, something like that.
That was a call in the inside corner out there for 2 balls, 1 strike.
He'll be texting me momentarily to remind me exactly what his vision score is. Ball up, 3-1 count to Juju. She's got a good at-bat going here, Kobe.
She does. She understands when he gets some runners on base here.
Takes strike 2 on the outside corner. Wasn't the pitch she was sitting on, so wisely takes it. Count is full. We're going to have to protect it now a little bit. Swing and a chopper through the 5-6 hole, base hit for Julie. Leadoff batter is aboard for the Eagles, and it's time to get something going here offensively. There is predictably the text from Allen. It is 2015. Thank you, sir. So then maybe at some point you guys will have a stare-off to decide who gets to be on the broadcast.
Or share.
Yeah. Swing and a foul ball out of play off of Kimbrell's bat. Strike 1 on her. Faith Johnson's the on-deck batter. She's ready to hit one out of here. I can feel it. Kimbrell swings at the changeup up the middle. It's going to be a base hit, and Juju Johnson's going to hold up at second. Good bit of hitting there by the junior pitcher, Gracie Kimbrell. So she's going to have a courtesy runner come out for her. It's going to be number 15, Brooke Crisp, and Faith Johnson, senior left fielder, will be the batter.
Maybe she saw something right there from here, Corey. I could see when she gripped that ball, she spun that thing several times before she, threw that changeup. And I've noticed on her fastball, she just reaches and goes. So as a hitter, you've got to look for different keys and different things, what the pitcher's doing, to try to catch them on something there.
So you're saying she may have a tell.
She tipped that pitch right there.
Kimbrell, being a pitcher herself, might have picked that up.
So some umpires writing a poem, I guess, when it comes time to add
I think it was a haiku.
It may be a haiku.
Is that 575? Is that the rules you have to follow for the haiku? Or am I thinking of a limerick?
Oh, you're
haiku. I have been informed it's haiku. Johnson hits it far and deep off the wall. Juju Johnson's going to score. Here comes Crisp around to third. She's going to hold up there. And Faith Johnson's at second with a stand-up double off the right field wall. I thought for a minute it had a chance.
I did too. I think the key right there is haiku. We've started talking about that. It's a good omen for us right there. But no, she hit the ball great. It lasted 4 games. She hit it last night, hit a home run, killed one to center field, I believe, in the gaps. And it's carrying over today as well.
So let's see if I can rattle off a Faith Johnson haiku here.
Right.
Faith hit the ball hard. She's been really great last night. Today, Faith is one of my dadgum. I went too many. Sorry, I couldn't do it. Couldn't go off the cuff.
We need Alan
I was going to say one of my favorites, but
need Alan
whatever.
Wade right now. He is Mr. Haiku.
He would still be tongue-tied on the word haiku. So meeting at the mound there. I don't see any changes. Marley Hinsley will be the batter for the Eagles. 2 runners on, no outs. They trail 6-2, but just like I said before the inning started, we need somebody to step up and do something at the right time, grab that momentum, and Faith Johnson was just what we needed after the couple of base hits. Hinsley laces one down the right field line. Crisp comes in. Faith Johnson's going to come around from second and score. Thank you, Marley Hinsley. 2 runs in, 6-4 now. Eagles trail the Wampus Cats. No outs and Hinsley on first. Jordan Alexander will be the batter.
Great piece of hitting right there, outside pitch. Marley went with it, drove it right down the line right there to pick up some RBIs. Excellent job.
Batting number 2, Jordan Alexander.
Alexander swings, and she's going to have a base hit on the first pitch. Heinley's going to have to hurry down to second. She's in there. Oh, my gosh, another atrocious call by the field umpire. He hates all things Vilonia. Unbelievable. So the batter's going to be Kylie Linton. Erie's over there on deck. Jordan Alexander with the big base hit. Marley gets down to second there, but gets called out for some reason. As I said, I think the field umpire just hates us. So Kylie's going to bat. Takes the first pitch up and away, ball 1.
Corey, you get the momentum right there, and that's 2 as far as went against us right there. He just missed it, flat out missed it.
And the worst part about it is it kind of deflates the sails there. Eagles had all the momentum, had everything going our way, and then you get a call like that shouldn't have even been a thought process about was it out or safe. She was definitely there. Kind of deflates you a little bit. So looking for Linton to get something going here and get that momentum going right back in the Eagles' way again. Linton takes a ball upstairs, 2 balls and a strike to her. She's got looking like she's trying to put together a pretty good at bat.
I'm surprised the up in the field didn't call that a strike. Overruled the umpire behind the plate.
No, Blue, you're wrong. That was a strike. Linton hits that one right at the third baseman, and I'm surprised.
Did he call, even though the ball's rolling around, did he call her out?
It's still possible. I'm waiting on a call. So Linton smashes it right at the third baseman. Another good play by that's Jordan over there on third, isn't it? Yeah, Addie Jordan at third. She's making plays all over the place. So Erie's going to bat with 2 outs. Jordan Alexander's on first, and Erie was the one who was called out on the bunt that should have been an infield single, called out at first. That kind of started the tit for tat from the Eagle fans to the field umpire. Erie takes a changeup, first pitch. It's kind of high, but a strike call nonetheless. 0-1 count on her. Erie takes outside, 1-1 count.
Seemed like we're dialed in this inning, Corey. You wish you could get dialed in like we're doing right now in the first, second, third, and not wait till the fourth. But at least we are showing some fight right now.
That's the truth. Erie swings. That's Diane. Diane's going to be down in front of the left fielder for a base hit, so she's aboard. She's 1 for 2 on the game, hit by a pitch. Jordan Alexander moves over to second. Sydney Johnson steps up to the plate, and I need to see her hit one. We are looking in the direction of Oklahoma. We're going to say hit it to
Tahlequah.
Tahlequah that's a good town to hit it to.
She hit one last night along
Prairie Grove. Okay, Prairie Grove, nearest Arkansas town we're looking at. So Sid can land it over there. Takes the first pitch outside. Ball 1. Sydney needs to be real disciplined here and wait for something, and when it comes across there, just jump all over it. Change up down in the dirt, ball 2.
Should be sitting dead red fastball right now. She's on it. She hit the ball hard last night, earlier. You would like to see her get a hold of one right here.
Talon Lawrence awaits in the on-deck circle. Sydney swings and misses at that one. I bet she wished she had that back, kind of pulled her chin off of it just a little bit. That's her pitch. That's the one she really wants to drive. 2-1 count for Sydney Johnson. Sid takes that one on the outside corner. It's a good pitch by Reed. 2-2 is the count. Sydney's going to be shortened up in protect mode here. Sydney takes ball 3 down in the dirt off the outside corner of the plate. Full count. Coach Sullivan reaches for the play card.
How would you ever be able to peel that to a guy that's standing between shortstop and left field, how is he going to see if that's a swing or not? Honestly,
that's it. I mean, that's a great observation. The plate umpire should have said no, you can't appeal it because he's in the wrong position. Score is 6-4. I'll adjust the on-screen score in a minute. Sydney Johnson kind of basically took that, knew she had messed up by the time the ball got to the catcher's mitt, kind of half swings. She strikes out to end the inning. Eagles do put 3 on the board, cut into this lead, so it's 6-4 now. And Conway will bat in the bottom of the 4th inning. Wow, I'm way behind. Struggle bus leaving the station. I got a front row seat. Kimbrell comes back out to the circle. All the other defensive positions appear to remain the same. And it's going to be Tremere Harris at the bat. So since she's back up to bat to the plate, then it had to be a leaving the base early in the last inning.
Yep.
Got any idea where we are time-wise? So we've been playing for roughly 58 minutes. We've got
we play 70, Corey?
Yeah, 70. So we're probably going to play this 4th inning and then the 5th inning. So good thing the Eagles put a couple of runs up there. So, all right, Alan, scores on the screen now.
He has a lot of problems, you know.
He does. He's a very needy. Live stream watcher. Ooh, that one is But it was my understanding that the hands are a part of the bat.
I'm just curious where it actually hit her at. Was it a hand or a forearm? Or
could have been the forearm. The way she kind of quickly started shaking her hand, I thought it was on the hand there. It could be the forearm, shaking that right arm. Harris is going to get first on the hit by pitch. Batter's going to be Megan Solberg, number 8.
I would think right now Corey's going to play some small ball, try to get a run or two back. I would think that Juju better be on her toes right here. You get a fast runner on first.
That's a foul ball off the bat of Solberg, and just like you said, going to try to play a little small ball. Also, small ball eats clock.
It does.
So you're playing a game. You've got to play the game within the game here too, which is there is a time limit, and if Conway can bat out the remainder of the time here, they're going to win the ball game. Solberg's going to bunt that one. Nobody plays the ball. Nobody covers third, and that was bad all the way around, Kobe.
It was. We was unprepared right there. We kind of knew what was coming. You've got a fast runner here. You got a lefty. She's not that big. She's not a power hitter. Therefore, she laid a bunt down. She did her job. We didn't do our job.
Nobody really took charge of that. That's where you need to. Somebody's going to need to take charge, call that ball, go make a play. Therefore, also, if someone calls the ball, then you automatically know who's supposed to rotate back and cover third.
That's a mental breakdown is what that is.
Runners on the corners, no outs. Batter is Teague, Sage Teague. First pitch called strike on the outside corner.
We're starting rolling the harder lineup as well. They've got speed, a couple first two. Now they've got power coming up.
Solberg takes second on that pitch. 0-1 count. We got to play for outs. That's what we got to play for. And that ball is hit hard, and it's gone. Kobe, I've got to point something out here. Every time the Eagles start working fast, trying to work against this clock, we tend to have a ball leave the yard against us.
Yeah, you can't. We don't play enough games like that with time. You don't practice it. You just have to play it out. And we need to make sure we're getting our warm-up pitches, get everything. But when we start speeding up, like you said, we just missed the defensive coverage right there. We left the ball over the plate, and now the runs that we got back, now we're sitting there 9-4, and the clock is against us right now, Corey.
Now batting number 23, Holly Stewart.
It's another base hit right up the middle. Line drive off Holly Stewart's bat. UCA commit. Brings up number 16, Allie St. John. I don't know that Allie's necessarily going to play college softball anywhere as of yet, but her older sister, currently a CBC Mustang.
You know, we've talked about a lot of the other players, but we failed to mention who we've got. You know, your daughter, Callie's headed to UCA. We've got Faith going to Monticello. Ball up right there. We've got our second baseman is headed to Arkansas Tech, and our catcher's going to A-State. So we've got several that's going to keep going to the next level, and we're proud of them that they've worked hard at this point, and they get 4 more years of playing.
Kimberly delivers another ball down in the dirt. 2-0 count on St. John. That's a called strike, outside corner, knee high. 2-1 count. Swing and a pop-up out to center field. Jordan Alexander can't make the play. Erie gets it back in, and the Eagles going to get a makeup call there, as I'm pretty sure Stewart was also safe, but the umpire hates the Wampus Cats as bad as he hates the Eagles and calls her out on the force at second base.
Good. He saw the writing on the wall there and called her out before she even got remotely close to it.
Good job by Erie to hustle out center field, chase that ball down and get it back in quickly. Pick that mic up close to your mouth. They're having trouble hearing you. Erie with the backhand. She's not going to have a play. It's basically going to hold it to an infield hit. And good job by Erie laying out and knocking the ball down. So the batter will be number 7, Addie Jordan, the third baseman for Conway. Had a lot of good plays down there defensively. And we're going to have a pinch runner, it would appear.
With this umpire here, this will take a good 8 minutes.
I expect the time to go ahead and run out here and call ball game. Pinch runner will be number 11, Lauren Berger, for the Conway Wampus Cats. Jordan rips the first one down the third base line. That's going to score 1 and maybe 2 as it gets all the way down into the corner. Faith Johnson has it in. Solberg's going to stop at, Madeline Bruce is going to stop at third. Erie walks the ball into the infield, and Coach Sullivan's going to call time. It's going to be a pitch and change. Tori Wilbanks comes out to pitch for the Eagles. And what else are we going to do? Kimbrell's going to go to first. Hinsley is heading to the dugout. No. Alexander's going to the dugout. Hinsley just going there momentarily to get her glove to play third base.
Julie Johnson's going to outfield.
Julie Johnson goes to left. Faith Johnson slides back over to center.
We're pulling a quadruple move.
It's the quadruple switch. So we started out the inning saying we needed to work fast. Now we're going with a 17-minute pitch and change. She doesn't want any warm-up pitches, it doesn't look like. (10-4) the score. Conway leading Vilonia. Shelby Reed, the pitcher, bats for the Wampus Cats. Will Banks, the new pitcher for Vilonia. First pitch in on Reed, misses for a ball. 1-0 count.
Tori steps into a tough situation here. Corey got a runner on second, runner on third, got 1 out. Conway's got the momentum, hitting the ball well. We just need to hit some corners and get out of this as quick as possible and go hit.
Ball up, 2-0. Ball 3 misses up.
Nothing good happens, Corey, when you rush it. It never does.
That pitch is going to catch the inside corner, called strike 1. 3-1 count to Reed. She's probably swinging here on the hitter's count if anything's close. Looking to add to that Conway lead. Takes the pitch up above her head, rather. Gets the walk. Going to be a courtesy runner for Reed.
This should take a while.
That's Bryn Shooter again. She's already been the courtesy runner, so maybe that one won't take quite as long. Batter will be number 12, Tiana Rector. 1 out, bases loaded for the Wampus Cats.
Batting number 12, Deanna Rector.
Wouldn't put it past them to run a squeeze play here. Rector swings, pops it up.
Play at the plate.
Faith Johnson's going to have that. No runner tags. Shelby Johnson knocks down the throw from Faith. So 2 outs here. Leadoff batter Tremere Harris for Conway is up with 2 outs and the bases loaded in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Batting number 1, Tremere.
I guess we've still got a chance to get out of this and bat again. Swing and a fly ball. Faith Johnson's going back, off the wall. 1 run scores, 2 runs score, 3 runs score, and Harris is at second. 16-4. Looks like time has not expired.
Ball game there, Corey.
All right, so 16-4 is the final. Eagles drop the game here to the Wampus Cats. Put a little bit of a comeback together there in the top of the 4th, but cannot shut down the Wampus Cat offense in the bottom of the 4th, and ultimately end up losing by run rule here, or maybe the time expired or both. It really doesn't matter. Eagles lose it to the Wampus Cats, and gonna have to go home and lick the wounds just a little bit and regroup for got spring break, the rest of spring break coming up next week, so no games. And then I know we got conference game Tuesday night coming out of spring break. Is it BB that we play then?
I believe it was BB doubleheader there. We hit the ball. We played very well last night. Then we come back today, had sporadic innings where we played really well. Then we didn't. We just got to put everything together. But, a spring break may be what everybody needs. A lot of these girls have been going after it since October. Just get away from it a little bit, come back with a fresh mind, fresh body, and just get ready for conference.
That's right. Absolutely. So Eagles drop this one. They go, let's see here. What did we go? One win and 2 losses in the tournament?
Correct.
But even in the loss to Bentonville West, you feel like you played a pretty good game. Just couldn't come up with the base hit at the time. Hit the ball fairly well here, just couldn't keep the Conway batters from putting the ball in play, and they got every timely base hit. Every time they had runners in scoring position, got it done. That's the difference in the ball game. Eagles drop this one to the Wampus Cats. We're going to sign it off and look forward to that 2.5, 3-hour drive home.
It is a safe trip for Conway as they go home later tonight. Safe trip to the Vilonia fans and the players, that everybody gets back, and hope everybody has a safe spring break. Look forward to coming back Tuesday night.
Kobe, once again, thanks for helping out. Everybody watching at home, we appreciate you guys. We're going to sign off here. We'll be with you in about 10 days or so, live from BB with a conference doubleheader. It's been Corey Erie and Kobe Kelly for Vilonia Eagles softball.